Hi everyone, this is Jana here, welcome back. Guess what we're gonna make today? You have requested so much and that makes me very happy actually. We're going to make faux chicken. We're going to make a vegan chicken and I'm going to try to guide you through this tutorial. I'm going to try to cover all the aspects and all the doubts that most of us have while cooking with seitan. So we're going to make it based out of chickpeas or tofu. And let's get into the video. But before, don't forget to subscribe for this channel because it helps a lot for me to keep creating contents for you guys. And once you do that, don't forget to hit the bell button so you get notified every time I release a video. And let's go. Alright, for this recipe, I have seen in two main websites. One is Lacey from Avocados and Nails, and she made a version of Chef Sky's chicken, vegan chicken, and I looked at both and then I'm like, okay, how about if I remove a lot of ingredients and make a basic so people can work from there but still keep all the texture and the flavors, and this is what I came with. So we start by adding onion powder, garlic powder, and my secret ingredient, which gives this deep umami flavor to every food because it's really tasty. It's mushroom powder. I made this out of dried shiitake mushrooms and then I blend them until they turn into a powder. Those dry shiitakes that you find in the Chinese shop, those are the best. Some apple cider vinegar, which is very important because the acid here, either apple cider vinegar, mustard, or lemon or lime, it will remove that gluten taste. It will balance a lot this taste in the chicken, in the faux chicken. Miso paste. The recipe calls for white just because it will add this pale yellow color to the mixture. But I'm using dark because this is the one I have. And now the star of this recipe, I'm going to add 2 cups of cooked chickpea. Notice that I have added a little bit of the liquid as well. That was intentional. Oops, we have a jumper. And 2. 1/3 cup of water. And now we blend everything together. If you think it's too thick, you just add a little bit more water. Vegetable broth will work, or the aquafaba, the water from the chickpeas. They're also good. Now we add the gluten flour. All the measurements and everything about this recipe will be in the description box down below this video as well as on my website, so please refer to that. I will also write all the substitutions and all the considerations about this recipe. Really important because I made a lot of mistakes, so you guys don't have to. I will get into that in the end, so stay until the end because there's going to be a lot of explanations. It will make your life, guys, so much easier. I wish I had somebody to tell you those things, but you have me to tell me those things. All right. And now we incorporate everything together. In it goes. And you just mix it. This mixture here, it's a little bit more soft to the touch and a little bit more moist than the seitan that we made before. Remember we made seitan? Click there after the video, not now, because it is supposed to be more elastic. If you want to work with your hands, it's fine, but because I am not going to knead it with my hands, I'm going to use the food processor. Then I'm not gonna do that. I know you guys freak out a little bit when I touch the food with my hands. I wonder why. I mean, you have to do that, right? If you work in a kitchen, how else are you going to feel it or properly knead stuff? All right, as I told you, it's a little bit more wet and a little bit more soft to the touch. It is, I can feel it. And now a secret, a hidden secret that nobody told us, but Lacey did. Thank you, Lacey. So you're supposed to let it resting, let the dough resting for at least 15 minutes so everything gets incorporated and the gluten is able to absorb all the moisture. This is genius. How come we didn't think about that before? And we're going to use a shower cap because I think it's so practical and you don't throw away unnecessary plastics. I have one or two, and when I need, I use it, I wash it, and it's good as new. All right, so 15 minutes have passed, and my dough is here looking exactly the same, I must say, but now we're going to do a crucial step, which is we're going to knead it. If you have a stand mixer, better. You attach the hook dough and then you let it processing for 15 minutes. However, if you're going to use a food processor like I am doing now, you only need to knead it for 5 minutes. I have kneaded for 3 minutes, and I have made another batch using processing it for 5 minutes, and the difference is very, very noticeable. When you knead it for 5 minutes, it's much more elastic, the strings will pull off much easier, but this is actually a personal choice. Alright, divided in two. I'm going to process one and then the other because this way I know that they're going to be separated and I'm not going to have a hard time dividing them again. So let's go. Now you're gonna notice that you see strings and you see that they go in one direction or another. Try to place them in parchment paper, which I'm using, then the aluminum foil, but respect the strings, how they're formed, because this is going to be your guide when you're going to pull the chicken strings. You wrap it tightly, but not too tight, otherwise it's going to break. We don't want it to expand so much. And fold the edges. Now we're going to steam it for 2 hours, 2 full hours, and you can use an Instapot if you own one. I don't. I'm going to steam it on my cooktop. So let's go. Alright, 2 hours have passed. 2 hours, exactly 2 hours. I checked when it was about 1 hour and 30 minutes. I opened one. It wasn't completely cooked, so I folded again and then put it back to the stove and I was steaming for 30 minutes more, as I was suspecting. So guys, I prefer if you cook it a little bit more than undercook it. And another tip for cooking with seitan, I have said that before in my previous videos. Every time you make seitan or a seitan kind of either chicken or crab meat or meatless meat, the best thing to do is to let it cool down at room temperature by itself. So leave it the way it is okay? And when it's completely room temperature, then you open it and then you do the shreds or you cook it or whatever, because the residual heat inside of the mixture, inside of the dough, it's still cooking everything through. So this is something that I also learned with a lot of attempts and failures. So I'm passing this information to you guys. It's very important. And here we have our chickenless chicken ready, guys. I have made 5 times before because I wanted to get it right for you, and I can say that this is mind-blowing. I absolutely love this. So let's unwrap it. All right, it's just like heaven on earth. You can make so many things with this. You can make coxinha. Remember, you guys asked me so much about this Brazilian treat. You can make fricassee. You can make chicken stews. You can make Chinese lettuce wraps, which we're going to make very soon. All right, and these you can split open. You can see the strings. And then you can just simply pull it and it will form strings, just as if it was chicken, but it's not, because we don't like killing the poor animals. So we substitute them because it's fun and because we like to break the patterns and create new rules, don't we? And we are done. How wonderful was that? Again, I'm going to tell you, this is one of the most fun things and experiments that I've had in the kitchen. In a while. Actually, I've had a lot of fun, and let me know if you make it and tag me on Instagram and Facebook, because I would love to know your experiences. And let me try one, because you guys like when I do a taste test. Yeah, so it tastes like it's good. It has a wonderful taste, but it's neutral, so you can add anything you want and it will absorb and it will taste pretty much as anything you put in it. So that's the brilliant part of it. And the texture is just like chicken. So thumbs up for this recipe. I really love it. Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget, like I said at the beginning, if you want to share this video with your vegan friends and non-vegan friends, because sometimes people want to know how to make the substitutions when they have a vegan guest and stuff. It's very nice. And subscribe to my channel. That will help a lot. Check my Patreon so you can help me keep developing new recipes for you guys. And follow me on social media. And I see you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.